All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome. This morning, the training department's put together a blitz session specifically on Adwerx and the fact that Adwerx has now um, become secondary to Chalk Digital, who is now taking over the BHHS digital ads that will be running. Now, what does that mean? Is AdWorks gone? Absolutely not. AdWorks is still around, still doing a great job at what they've done over time. BHHS has just chosen a new vendor to take us forward with our digital ads for our individual properties. So you're going to have some more options. This morning, Kristen is here to take you through the transition of AdWorks to Chalk Digital, what you can expect, what you can do with Chalk Digital, and share kind of some tips and tricks to go along with. If you have any questions along the way, feel free to put them in chat. We'll be moderating the chat, and we'll interrupt Kristen if needs be. Some things we'll hold till the end just to make sure if we know she's going to cover that in just a second. But we'll do our best to make sure all questions are answered during this session. Thank you again for being here this morning, and I'm going to hand off to Kristen Fredericks. She is our digital admin with the marketing team here at BHHS Town. Kristen, all yours.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera off just to save some bandwidth today. But do know that I am here. Please do mute yourself if you're coming into the room or if you haven't already muted yourself, just so we have a nice clean recording on this since it is a nice new program for us. I wanted to give you just some quick tips and updates about the Chalk Digital program. It is true that Chalk Digital has replaced Adwerx as the premier vendor for the automated listing program. You'll hear all these new acronyms as we go along. They call this the ALP. So if you ever get an email from BHHS and it's talking about the ALP, it's the automated listing program. I want you to know Chalk is not a new company, and it's not a new company to BHHS. Chalk Digital has enjoyed a relationship with BHHS since 2015, I believe. They have been integrated with Marketing Resource and integrated with the Sage CRM product that entire time for running ads in addition to AdWorks. But there's a big key differentiator here with Chalk, and I wanted to make sure that people understood that the change in the relationship was really a benefit to you as an agent. Chalk Digital has had this program for ALP available in the international markets for BHHS, and they are now launching this in North America. This means that the program is a complete global marketing program for all of BHHS, and it is a single vendor to make sure that all of this works with the CRM, with all of our marketing products, and it works to expand our global digital footprint for everybody. So it's giving you access to things that we didn't have available to us through AdWorks. The other nice thing here is that Chalk is exclusive to BHHS. So the products that they've given us for the advertising platform, so that hyper local geo-targeting advertising they're doing for us is exclusive to BHHS and all the affiliate partners that also go along with home services. Franchises. So do know that it is to your benefit that they actually made this switch, and this is not a new company, and it's a company that they've had a good, strong relationship with before. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what ALP, or the Automated Listing Program, is for you. You can get to the Automated Listing Program into Chalk through the BHHS Resource Center. Now, we've put two buttons on here for right now. We have the BHHS Resource, which you can go ahead and click through, and you can also get to Chalk. And we also have a dedicated button here to Chalk. We are hoping that this button for Chalk Digital will go directly to the individual Chalk program here in the future. But for right now, it's going to go ahead and land you on the BHHS Resource Center page. I've gone ahead and gone through and clicked these just to make sure I'm going to the right place this morning, and for the sake of time. And you'll notice that we have this new big button here on the left-hand side that says Chalk Digital. Now, for those of you who have been through a number of my classes and you're saying, oh my gosh, IQ System used to be there. It's okay, IQ System is still here. If you click under the app launcher up here under the 9 dots, you'll find the IQ System. Remember, just like Town Central, they changed these buttons on the front page of BHHS Resource to reflect the most current programs and the most important information that you need to know at the time. So if you go ahead and click your Chalk Digital, it will land you on this page. Now, I'm signed in as an agent today just so we can look at the ALP, or the Automated Listing Program. But I did want you to notice all the other new acronyms that you have available to you as well. You have the ABS, or the Ad Builder Service. This is a ad that you can run that actually gets targeted down to street level targeting. This is for geo-targeting, for geo-fencing. You'll hear us say that term a lot in the future here. But this is where you can pick very specific geographies, neighborhoods, areas, that kind of thing, to be able to run your ads. And they can be branded ads, they can be listing ads, they can be all sorts of fun stuff. You also have something called the ATM, or the Automated Targeted Marketing. This is a target marketing that goes to your sphere or your contacts that you may have loaded in your CRM system. And again, these can be branded ads, these can be very specific messaging, these can be listing ads as well, but these are going to go to individual people that you've identified. So think of ABS as geo-targeting, and ATM is targeting for a specific group of people that you've provided either via email or for their physical address. And then, of course, we do have the ATV. This is the addressable TV, or OTT, over the top. This is the advertising, the video advertising that goes out, that goes to all the different streaming devices and things like that. So you'll find these are the Rokus and the Slings. Anytime you might be watching Peacock or something like that on your computer and you see all of the local ads that come through in the middle, that's addressable TV, or ATV here. You do have great branding here, and you can also choose from all of the same commercials that are available from BHHS, our own commercials that we have from the company, and you can also upload your own videos there. So if you wanted to do something more along the lines of maybe sold in your neighborhood, or do something about a market report or something like that, you can also do that as well. So you'll notice that a lot of these products are the same as what we had in Adwerx. This is very similar to the zip code ad that we had. This is very similar to the sphere ad that we had. And of course, this is very similar to the video ad that we have. So all of the same products and same types are available here in Chalk. And as Ralston mentioned, it doesn't mean that you can't use Adwerx. We still have a very good relationship with Adwerx. Adwerx is still continuing the BHHS discount for us. In addition to that, NAR still has the stackable discount for being a Realtor member on there as well. So if you're happy with the services that you're receiving from Adwerx, you have everything loaded in there, you're really happy with your program, it is totally okay to use Adwerx. The pricing is still great for you as well. Just know that we also have this additional piece from Chalk Digital that's available to you as well. All right, let's get back to ALP, or the Automated Listing Program. So they haven't changed the terms of the Automated Listing Program. So as you get a listing, once it goes into the MLS, BHHS is going to automatically pay for and run a 7-day free digital ad for you. This is the exact same program they've had for a number of years with Adwerx. They've just changed vendors, and this is going to be through Chalk. Now, things that are very similar here. You are still going to receive an email that outlines that the ad is going to start running. You have about 24 hours notice. So once the listing goes into the MLS, that information automatically goes to, of course, BHHS through our feed. Through the MLS feed, and automatically starts building that ad for you through Chalk Digital. That email is going to come out. It's going to say that you have an ad that's getting ready to run, and you have about 24 hours to go ahead and change it. Now, you should definitely change your ad. You should definitely go in and change your destination page. You should change the look. If it's a luxury listing, you can always change the type of photo that you want to run. You can make it very clickable. Maybe the front of the home, doesn't show the greatest. Maybe there's a lot of trees in front of it or something like that, but it has the most amazing waterfront view in the back, or it has a great pool. It's a great time to sell houses with pools right now. Go ahead and swap out the photo to something that would make people want to click on that home. You have the option to changing those photos. You also have the option, just like Adwerx, to add your seller's email address to it. It does that. There's two things that happen there. One, your seller will be able to be retargeted with their own ad, so they can see that you're actually running that ad for them. And then the other thing that happens is that they get the same type of reporting that you used to get with Adwerx. So it shows them how many clicks, where the different ads are running and things like that. So we're actually going to go into all of that here, but I wanted to let you know up front what we're going to be looking at, just so you can follow along as we get in here. All right, let's go ahead and click on through to the ALP, or the Automated Listing Program. I'm going to go ahead and hit Get Started here. You'll notice that a lot of this works the same way as the marketing resource, which everybody should be familiar with at this point. So this is going to show you all of your different ads that are running, and it's going to show you what their status is. You're going to have a lot of information here. Okay. So you'll notice we're under Susan Pender today. I did need an agent with active listings in order to be able to change them. If you don't have any listings at the time, any listings that were run previously will still be in here. And then of course you'll be able to find any of your new listings. All right, so let's go ahead and change one of these listings here. So I'm going to scroll down. We have an ad that's still running right now. This one right here for 216 Cavalier Drive. And you're going to come all the way over here to the right-hand side. You're going to notice these 3 new buttons here. This is a brand new screen. It's going to let you know that the promotion was created successfully and it's currently running. That's what this green arrow means, or this green exclamation point here. If it's yellow or red, there's something wrong with the ad. The same thing could have happened in Adwerx if the photo didn't come through or if it wasn't loaded with the listing for whatever reason. I know we're supposed to do that, but occasionally we do forget to not load a photo. Or if there's an issue with something, maybe with the mapping or something like that. We sometimes see that with land listings where you might put something in as 000 and then the address. Or if any of my new homes agents are on here, if they're having trouble targeting something because they're not sure where the listing is because the address doesn't show up or the address doesn't exist yet. You have an opportunity when you get that email to make those changes to make sure that it's running in the right place. That's one of the reasons why it's so important to go ahead and review your ad before it starts running. Okay. The other option here, we have the ability to view that campaign, and that's what we're going to do here in a second. But I also want you to notice that you have the ability to promote your listing. This is the same thing that we had in Adwerx with the extend button. So if you have this ad running, it's free for a week through BHHS, but you want to continue that ad, you can actually use this promote listing here to go ahead and extend that ad. You can go ahead and put in your own billing information. You can choose the number of weeks that we'd like the ad to run. You can even change your ad again if you want to, but you can go ahead and extend any of the ads in here, and they call it promote listing. So do know that you have that same functionality. All right, let me go back down here to that Cavalier Drive, and we're going to go ahead and edit the listing, and that's going to be under this view campaigns. So that's a little bit, that's something that's a little bit different from Adwerx. They don't initially come out and just say, we want to edit this. There's no edit button right on this main screen. You actually have to view the campaign, and then you can edit it. So just remember that little change there. All right, so now I'm in the screen, and here is all the information that I have available to me on this particular listing. So here again, there's that extend button if I want to extend it. So if it's already ended, or if I just want to go ahead and extend it beyond even before it's not ended, I can go ahead and do that. But here's that edit button that we're looking for, that edit campaign. It's going to go ahead and just walk us through step by step by step by step on this. Okay, nice and easy. So if this happens to be a luxury listing, then we can go ahead and choose the luxury listing template instead if we'd like to. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose that and hit next. And then it's going to bring me to a screen where I can go ahead and change a lot of this information. Now this looks very familiar to you for those of you who did Adwerx ads. Very, very similar. So I can go ahead and select any image that I'd like to use. So it's going to bring in all the images that are available in the MLS for me. So in order to change my image, all I have to do is use my little scrollers here, and I can go ahead and pick an image from my files. I'm just going to go ahead and choose this one with the great waterfront view just for today. You also have the ability to upload an additional image. So maybe there's an image that you didn't upload to the MLS. Maybe it was you know, a duplicate of something that you already put in there. Maybe it just showcases something a little bit better. Maybe it's just something you enhanced or something like that. If you want to upload your own, you're welcome to do that. But all of your MLS photos will be in this gallery here, and you can choose from those. You'll notice that because I went ahead and put a check mark on top of that photo, that it went ahead and changed here in the preview. So anytime you want to just see what it would look like, just go ahead and hit those little check marks in there, and it's going to go ahead and change that in the preview area here. And then we're going to be able to go ahead and change this listing if we want to. So maybe we don't want to say just listed. Maybe we want to say, I don't know if this one's on the water, but we're going to just say waterfront, Virginia Beach, Virginia instead. Let's give it a really bold call to action instead. We can go ahead and change this description line if we want to. Now I want you to notice this is just text. So if I want to go ahead and change this to 3 beds, maybe we don't care about the bathrooms here. We can take that out. It has the cents on there. We don't really need that either. We can go ahead and change this to, maybe we want to put something like renovated instead. Notice that that fits. So we can use these different text lines for different things. Use details from your office or from your agent. Obviously, if an agent is in here, you're going to go ahead and use it from an agent standpoint. We wouldn't normally use this from the office, but I do know I have a bunch of admins in here as well. So if you ever needed to just change this to an office listing for whatever reason, or an office ad, do know that you have that option in here as well. You can go ahead and change your name if you want to. So if we wanted to just do Susan Pender, and then maybe we wanted to add her MRP and SRES after this, we can go ahead and do that. Notice that it's changing again right here in that preview. We can change our phone numbers and licensing information here. So we can do that if we wanted to. And then, of course, it has a website or email address. So if you don't want the email address to be public, you can always do something like, I'll just put susanpender.com instead. All right. Your image is going to go ahead and come in from the Resource Center. We do keep up with all of these when we get new photos in to the marketing department. So this should be your newest photo, and it should come in directly from Resource Center. If it isn't for whatever reason, just do let us know in marketing and we can go ahead and swap that out for you or take a look. All right, I've made a bunch of different changes to this ad. I think it looks really good. And I'm going to go ahead and see what it looks like in all the different ad sizes they're going to run. So this will give you a preview of not only the display ads. So here's that ad that you might find on something like a CNN, or if you're on ESPN or something like that, on a digital ad, but it also is going to run all sorts of different places. So you're going to be able to see what the social ad looks like and what the banner ad looks like and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and preview this in all the different ad sizes. And this is what this looks like. So this is here's we have more of a skyscraper type ad. These are small, these 320 by 50s are small mobile ads. So this is what you would see on a cell phone. This, of course, is your typical display ad that you might see as it follows you around the internet. These are what we call leaderboard ads. So these are going to be, you know, across the tops of websites. And these 1200 by 628s, this is what it would look like on social media. So this is what it's going to look like on Facebook when it runs. So this is an opportunity for you here to say, oh no, yeah, I might have put something, the text looked really great in that display ad, but now when I get it down into this mobile ad, I can't really see anything. Maybe we need to go ahead and just swap some of this stuff out. This gives you an opportunity to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and close that preview here. I like what this looks like, so I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Now, on this section here, when you're doing the targeting, it's going to say within a 15-mile radius of the property. There's a reason for this. When Facebook had to change the way that they did business because of the equal housing and fair housing opportunity issues that they had, the 15-mile radius was instituted as the basis for the basic level of service for Facebook. If we want it to run on social media, and we do because a huge amount of clicks come from Facebook on real estate ads, we need to keep this within a 15-mile radius of the property. Okay, so that's why it says that, and that's why we can't change that at this time. All right, it's going to allow us to change our destination here. I want you to notice that by default, it's going to go to the BHHS National, the corporate website. So it's going to be bhhs.com/whatever this is. Now, I have already pulled up this listing on Susan Pender's website, and you'll notice that I have the direct link right here to her page on her website. And I'm just going to go ahead and copy that. And I'm going to go ahead and change the destination page to her website. And that way we're getting the traffic for that. That way we get it, if we get people to stick on it. If this isn't the house they're interested in, the nice thing about our landing pages is not only do they allow them to make and schedule appointments or get more information, but all of our websites also offer up houses in addition to that property that people might be interested in. So if they're not interested in this one, once they click on it, we're hoping that they stay on the website and do a little bit more searching, maybe look about the agent or something like that. But we want to definitely drop them on our website. Remember, I said that this is the opportunity that you have here to enter your seller and your seller's email address. I'm not going to do that today, but you can go ahead and put your client name in here and your client email address. And again, that's so that they can be sent different reports, and that's so that they can be tagged with their email address so that the ad follows them around. That way the system can go ahead and try to find their email address, find what IP it matches, find what computer it matches, and it can go ahead and display that ad to them. Once I click next, you'll notice that on the campaign length here, here's my new ad that I have done here. It's going to say that the first week paid by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, and that's where we are right now. This campaign actually ends today. But if I wanted to go ahead and extend this ad just while I was already in here, I can go ahead and do that. So I can go ahead and change it out for an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 weeks. And you'll notice that the pricing here is extremely competitive for digital advertising and for what we get. And it's also very budget friendly. If you only want to run for an extra week, or if you want to run for an extra 2 weeks, you can go ahead and do that. You can also extend it out for an extra 5 weeks if you need to as well. It's going to give you a summary of all of the different things that are in here. And then, of course, it's going to give you an opportunity if you want to go ahead and do any additional weeks to put in your billing information. And then once you click next, it's going to go ahead and fulfill that commitment for you. Now, I am not going to go ahead and click next because I don't want to make these changes to Susan's actual live listing here. But I did want you to take you all the way through the process and to see what that looked like to make all those different changes. I want to stop here real quick just to make sure nobody has any questions about the ALP or about making changes to the ad or how this works. If anybody has any questions, please let me know.
Looks like we're good in the chat.
Okay, perfect. Well, let me get back since we've made all those changes. And I want to go ahead and show you a couple of different features here. I'm going to go back to that same listing. Here's Cavalier Drive. And I'm going to go to that view campaigns because in addition to editing the listing, I want you to see what some of this additional analytics report looks like. We did not have this level of reporting with Adwerx, and I kind of sort of love it. I'm going to be honest. If I go ahead and try to click the reporting for this listing, now do remember that this listing is not finished yet. The campaign for this one is not completed. So these numbers are going to be a little lower than some of the others. But I want you to see that in your reporting, you do have the total views, the total number of clicks, and your click-through rate. That's what CTR stands for. And it's going to show you the different click-through rates. Now remember, the more you optimize this ad and the more you make it clickable, the better your total clicks and click-through rates are going to be. So go ahead and definitely choose a great picture and choose a great call to action on it. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here, but I want you to notice some of this new information that you have that you didn't have before. This is going to show us where the views were for this particular ad. So there's your kind of heat map on the different views. And this is going to show where people actually clicked on the ad. So those clicks that we had, they came from all of these different sectors. Notice, well, this one came from the base over here. Of course, we have some down at the oceanfront. And you can see the different neighborhoods and the different areas that actually click through this ad when they saw it. I love this, by the way, but I love data. So this is a really cool thing. You'll also be able to see what devices this ad was served up on. So other device is going to be something like a tablet. And of course, we have our Androids. Here's our iOS. And in this case, it did not run on desktop. It was optimized not to run on desktop. I've actually seen these numbers in lots of different forms. And it's going to be based on not only the listing price, but it's also going to be based on the area. And it's also going to be based on when they start serving up the ad, what sticks. What kind of device, what kind of person is actually clicking on this, and it's going to continue to serve up that ad to real estate intenders that are very similar to that. Notice these little buttons up here in the upper right hand corner. You can actually download this report if you'd like to. So if you wanted to do something and you wanted to be able to send it or to your seller, or you wanted to be able to download it and be able to put it into a presentation, you can go ahead and do a PDF report. You go ahead and click that tiny button up there in the right hand corner. And it's going to go ahead and even brand it to you up here. So notice it has some agent branding on it. It's going to have all the different views and the CTRs. Here's all those graphs we just had. Love the heat map. And don't forget the difference between the heat map will be the views. So this is where the ad was viewed. And of course, this is where the ad was clicked. You can definitely use this information, especially if you are listing a bunch of different properties in different areas, to start to identify maybe different neighborhoods where they would benefit from additional marketing if you're having issues selling something. Or maybe this is where you might want to extend out maybe your just sold cards when you sell it, especially if you're noticing a very particular area is clicking on a listing. So if the listing was over here, we have a lot of people clicking on it over here, maybe we extend that just sold card out into that neighborhood just to try to pick up some people who are interested in that type of home. And then of course, here we have our devices as well. So definitely you can use these reports. I love the expanded reports that we're getting with Chalk Digital. I think this is a great feature that they've added to the different programs here. Okay. So you can go ahead and also do your reach map. You can switch between your dashboard right here and your reach. We can go ahead and blow this up, and this will be, again, where your ad is served. So for those of you who are thinking about doing geo ads and you're thinking maybe about running something outside of our area, this will also be a good opportunity for you to see where the different ads were served up. So in this case, the red means the ad was served up, and the green means that there were clicks on this map. So I think this is really interesting to not only have some accountability on where they're running ads, but also to see where the different people are clicking and where they're serving those ads up for us. And again, notice that little button here on the right-hand side with the PDF. You can go ahead and even download this map if you'd like to. You can download that PDF report. And oops, I had the map too far out when I did it. Put the map back in there, and you can go ahead and download that, and you can, oops, and you can also serve this up to your clients if you'd like to, or be able to put it into a future listing presentation. These are fabulous for listing presentations, just to show the reach of your digital marketing. Okay. Did anybody have any questions on this reporting? I went ahead and clicked on the campaign details area. That campaign details button just goes ahead and gives you the details of what's going on here. So this is just the campaign name, where you are in the plans. Of course, this is still in the first week paid by Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. The start date, the end date, this particular one's going to end today. And then the landing page, the listing ID, and whether the campaign is active or not. And again, you can go ahead and get all of your ad sizes under the campaign details as well. So if you wanted to go ahead and print something out like this to include in your listing presentation, or grab a nice little screenshot to throw in your digital presentation, you have that as well, just to show your different options. Obviously this ad, we just changed it, so it wasn't optimized quite right here, but certainly we can go ahead and have a beautiful presentation if we wanted to on our different ads. So that is the ALP, or the automated listing program with Chalk, and how it differs from Adwerx. Does anybody else have any questions about this? Can I go over anything else with you with Chalk? I'm happy to take any questions at this time.
Kristen, I have a question.
On mute. Go ahead,
Kristen,
Barbara.
when we put in the seller's email and name, there's no way that anybody else could contact him. This is just for them to get information that we're giving them?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any questions, feel free to unmute or put your question in the chat. All right, Kristen, with no questions I see popping up, thank you so much for this session on Chalk Digital. I think it's a great program. If you have any questions in the future, feel free to reach out to web support at bhhstown.com. Again, web support at bhhstown.com. The team in web support will be happy to answer any questions you have. Louis, there was a question with regards to what is a good click-through rate. There are national averages for the click-through rate. I would tell you, instead of looking at the rate, let's start looking at that map that Kristen just showed. Let's see if we're getting the right clicks from the right areas, and not just looking at the percentage. Just a good rule of thumb, especially when we're doing something like this that's hyper-local. Kristen, anything to add on that?
It's the national average is less than 1% on most ads. You have to remember too that Ralston is right. It's not just about clicks. This is also about just being a digital billboard, getting that listing out, getting your face out there, getting your name out there. And it's that subliminal marketing as people continue to see your name, your face, your listing over and over and over and over again, even if they're not interested in real estate right now. That's creating that digital footprint, that digital subliminal marketing. So that think of it as a digital billboard just as much as a click through to that house.
Thank you. All right, folks, we will see you back on our next session here at 11 a.m. With our neighborhood reports. Until then, enjoy the remainder of your morning.